Hi guys! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the dramatic developments surrounding Willow Tate as she stands at a critical crossroads, facing a life-altering decision between her relationship with Drew Cain and her bond with her children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, following a stern ultimatum from Michael Corinthos. Prepare yourself for an emotional roller coaster as we unpack the intricate layers of Willow's predicament, explore the motivations of key characters like Drew and Jason Morgan, and speculate on the potential outcomes of Willow's monumental announcement set to unfold during the week of June 16th to 20th. With new twists, imagined scenarios, and detailed insights, let's explore every facet of this gripping storyline that promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Willow Tate has found herself entangled in a web of conflicting loyalties and raw emotions, her heart torn between the magnetic pull of Drew Cain and the unbreakable bond she shares with her children. The recent courtroom drama, where Willow suffered a public outburst followed by a fainting spell, has left her physically and emotionally drained, casting a shadow over her ability to make clear-headed decisions. Sources close to the situation reveal that the stress of losing custody of Wiley and Amelia to Michael has taken a severe toll, painting her as a woman on the brink of collapse. As she grapples with the weight of Michael's ultimatum that she must sever ties with Drew to reclaim her role as a mother, Willow's every move is under intense scrutiny. Will she find the strength to prioritize her maternal instincts over a romance that has already caused her so much pain? The tension is palpable as Willow takes tentative steps toward recovery, haunted by the echoes of her children's laughter and the harsh reality of their absence in her daily life. This heart-wrenching saga is further complicated by the lingering question of whether her fragile state will allow her to see through the haze of emotion to what truly matters most. Meanwhile, Drew Cain appears to be pulling out all the stops to maintain his hold over Willow, even enlisting the help of Jason Morgan as an intermediary to broker some form of compromise with Michael during this pivotal week. Insiders suggest Drew is desperate to avoid losing Willow, possibly floating the idea of relocating far from Port Charles with his own daughter, Scout Quartermain, as a way to start anew with Willow by his side. This drastic proposal, if true, could be a double-edged sword, offering a fresh beginning but also tearing Willow further from her own children. However, Jason, ever the voice of reason in tumultuous times, harbors deep reservations about Drew's intentions. He questions whether Willow is genuinely making choices of her own free will or if she remains entranced by Drew's persuasive charm. Jason might urge Drew to step back, insisting that if Willow truly wishes to reconcile with Michael's perspectives, she must confront him directly without Drew acting as her mouthpiece. This protective stance from Jason adds another layer of intrigue, as it hints at underlying tensions between the two men, with Jason potentially viewing Drew's actions as manipulative rather than supportive. Could Jason's concerns plant seeds of doubt in Willow's mind about Drew's true motives? The ultimatum from Michael Corinthos looms large over Willow's future, its harsh terms reverberating through every conversation and decision she faces. Michael has made it abundantly clear that as long as Drew remains a fixture in Willow's life, she will be barred from having any meaningful connection with Wiley and Amelia. This stark choice has been reinforced in recent interactions, with Michael reportedly expressing his frustration over Willow's inability to see the destructive path she's on. Imagining a heated confrontation at the Quartermain mansion, one can picture Michael's voice thick with emotion as he pleads with Willow to prioritize their children's well-being over a relationship that has already fractured their family. The loss of custody has been a brutal wake-up call for Willow, a poignant reminder of the stakes at play. Friends of the family whisper that Willow spends sleepless nights plagued by visions of her children growing up without her, a torment that might just be the catalyst she needs to reevaluate her priorities. Will this unrelenting pressure from Michael push Willow to make the ultimate sacrifice, or will her heart stubbornly cling to the hope of salvaging her bond with Drew? As the week progresses, all eyes are on Willow as she prepares to make a significant announcement that could redefine her path forward. Speculation abounds in Port Charles about what this declaration might entail. One possibility is that Willow, driven by a desperate longing to reunite with Wiley and Amelia, will publicly renounce her relationship with Drew, agreeing to Michael's stringent conditions in a tearful display of maternal devotion. Picture the scene at Kelly's diner, where Willow might stand before a gathered crowd of concerned friends and family, her voice trembling as she vows to put her children first, even at the cost of her own happiness. Alternatively, there's a chance Drew's influence could sway her once more, with him spinning a narrative of defiance against Michael's control, urging Willow to fight for their love through legal battles or other means. One could imagine Drew whispering promises of a future where they build a new family away from Port Charles's judgment, his words weaving a tempting but dangerous web. The emotional stakes are sky high as Willow wrestles with these contrasting futures, her decision poised to send shockwaves through the community, adding an unexpected twist to this already convoluted tale. There's whispered talk of a third potential outcome for Willow's announcement that neither involves choosing between Drew and her children directly. Sources speculate that Willow, recognizing the depth of her emotional turmoil after the courtroom collapse, might opt to seek professional help at a facility like Shady Brook. This decision, if pursued, would signal a profound acknowledgement of her current inability to provide the stability her children need, a heartbreaking but potentially healing step. Envision Willow sitting in a quiet counselor's office, tears streaming down her face as she admits she's lost her way. Her decision to prioritize mental health treatment reflecting a newfound clarity amid chaos. Such a move could temporarily remove her from the battlefield of personal relationships, giving her the space to rebuild her strength and perspective. While some in Port Charles might view this as a retreat, others could see it as the bravest choice of all, a mother putting her well-being first so she can eventually be the parent her children deserve. How will Michael and Drew react if Willow takes this unexpected route, and what implications might it have for custody arrangements in the long term? The undercurrents of manipulation and concern surrounding Willow's relationships with both Drew and Jason add yet another dimension to this unfolding drama. Drew's potential change of heart, possibly spurred by a fiery confrontation with Jason, could see him either doubling down on his efforts to keep Willow by his side or stepping back to reassess the damage his presence has caused. Imagine a tense exchange at the docks, where Jason bluntly accuses Drew of exploiting Willow's vulnerability, sparking a moment of self-reflection in Drew that might alter his course. Conversely, Jason's protective instincts could lead him to take more direct action, perhaps arranging a clandestine meeting with Willow to offer her unfiltered advice away from Drew's influence. These interpersonal dynamics highlight the fragile balance of trust and deception in Willow's world, where every word and gesture could tip the scales. The question remains whether Drew's charisma will once again cloud Willow's judgment or if Jason's steadfast concern will break through to guide her toward a healthier path. As we await Willow's pivotal announcement, ABC General Hospital spoilers hint at far-reaching consequences that could reshape her future and impact everyone around her. Whether she chooses to fight for her children by sacrificing her romance with Drew, succumbs to Drew's persuasive tactics to resist Michael's ultimatum, or takes a bold step toward mental health recovery, the ripple effects will be felt across Port Charles. Michael, in particular, stands to receive critical news that might either mend or further fracture his family's foundation. Visualize a moment at the Corinthos household where Michael receives a call or a visit from Willow, his expression shifting from guarded hope to either relief or despair based on her words. The community watches with bated breath, knowing that Willow's decision will not only chart her own destiny but also redefine the relationships that anchor her life. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital for the latest updates on this captivating storyline, as we continue to follow Willow Tate through every tier of triumph and turning point in her extraordinary journey. Next, we will delve into the electrifying buzz surrounding an upcoming encounter between Lulu Spencer and Isaiah Gannon, a meeting that promises to ignite sparks and send shockwaves through Port Charles during the coming week. As teased in the latest GH promos, this intriguing rendezvous over drinks could evolve into something far more scandalous, a fiery one-night stand reminiscent of past impulsive passions on the show. With emotions running high and relationships already on shaky ground, we're expanding on every detail, weaving in fresh scenarios, and exploring the potential fallout for key players like Jordan Ashford and Dante Falconeri. From flirty banter to life-altering consequences, let's unpack every juicy possibility of this game-changing moment that has fans eagerly awaiting the next episode. The stage is set for a dramatic collision of hearts as Lulu Spencer, still reeling from the bitter fallout with Dante Falconeri over her controversial decision to reveal Giovanni Joe Palmieri as his son with Brooklyn Quartermain, crosses paths with Isaiah Gannon, a man grappling with his own sense of displacement after being sidelined in Jordan Ashford's intense undercover mission against the dangerous Jen Sidwell. Picture the scene unfolding in the dimly lit ambience of the Metro Court Lounge, where the clink of glasses and soft jazz in the background set the perfect mood for confessions and connections. Insiders suggest that what starts as a casual drink to escape their respective troubles soon transforms into a charged exchange, with lingering glances and playful banter hinting at an undeniable attraction. Their shared sense of being misunderstood and cast aside fuels a magnetic pull, much like the unforgettable bar encounter between Michael Corinthos and Sasha Gilmore Corbin years ago. As the night wears on, will Lulu and Isaiah give in to temptation, allowing a fleeting moment of passion to blur the lines of their complicated lives? The possibility of a steamy escapade looms large, leaving us to wonder if this will be a mere distraction or the start of something unexpectedly profound. The potential for a one-night stand between Lulu and Isaiah carries with it a cascade of ripple effects that could reshape the dynamics among several of Port Charles's most beloved characters. For Isaiah, this encounter might serve as a definitive turning point, forcing him to reassess the dwindling hope he's held onto for a future with Jordan. With Jordan deeply entrenched in her WSB operation and seemingly rekindling her bond with Curtis Ashford, Isaiah has felt increasingly like an outsider in her world. Imagine a poignant moment where Isaiah, post-drinks with Lulu, gazes out over the city skyline from his apartment balcony, wrestling with the realization that his heart may no longer belong to Jordan. Yet, if whispers of this fling reach Jordan's ears perhaps through a mutual acquaintance at the peep, could it ignite a spark of jealousy or regret in her, stirring up emotions she thought were buried? The tension of this triangle promises to add layers of intrigue to an already complex web. As Isaiah navigates whether this impulsive night with Lulu marks a fresh start or simply another dead end in his search for connection. On the other side of this brewing storm, Lulu faces her own tangled web of emotions as her relationship with Dante remains fractured after the explosive Joe revelation. Dante's cold distance, compounded by his growing closeness to Brooklyn, has left Lulu feeling isolated and desperate for a sign that she's still desirable and worthy of love. Envision a charged moment at the Brown Dog Bar where Lulu, fueled by a mix of heartbreak and liquid courage, lets down her guard with Isaiah, her laughter echoing through the room as she momentarily forgets her pain. A passionate tryst with Isaiah could be the ultimate declaration of moving on for Lulu, a bold statement to Dante that she refuses to be defined by their past. However, this act of defiance might also deepen the rift between her and Dante, especially if he learns of her dalliance through local gossip or a well-meaning but meddling friend like Naxie Jones. Will Lulu's actions push Dante further into Brooklyn's orbit, or might they awaken a dormant longing in him to fight for what they once had? The emotional stakes are sky-high as Lulu's choices threaten to redraw the lines of her familial and romantic ties, as if the personal entanglements weren't dramatic enough. Spoilers hint at the possibility of a classic soap opera twist that could elevate this encounter into a full-blown crisis surprise pregnancy. Drawing parallels to Sasha Gilmore Corbin's unexpected baby drama, a pregnancy resulting from Lulu and Isaiah's night together would send shockwaves through the Spencer and Falconeri families. Not to mention Isaiah's own uncertain path. Picture the heart-stopping moment when Lulu, weeks after their rendezvous, sits alone in her apartment clutching a positive pregnancy test, her mind racing with questions about how to break the news and what it means for her future. Such a development would force Lulu to confront her lingering feelings for Dante. Could this child rekindle their bond or drive them further apart? For Isaiah, the prospect of fatherhood might prompt a deep introspection about his life's direction, especially if he's still grappling with his unresolved emotions for Jordan. Meanwhile, the broader Port Charles community, including the ever-watchful Tracy Quartermain, might react with a mix of scandalized whispers and pragmatic concern, given the already chaotic state of family alliances. This potential baby bombshell adds a thrilling layer of uncertainty to an already volatile situation. The setting of Lulu and Isaiah's meetup, whether it's the upscale elegance of the Metro Court or the gritty charm of the Brown Dog Bar, provides a fitting backdrop for the intensity of their interaction, with every detail amplifying the stakes of their choices. Imagine the bar's flickering neon lights casting shadows across their faces as they lean closer, their conversation shifting from light-hearted quips to raw and guarded admissions about their loneliness and regrets. The promos suggest this isn't just a casual drink but a pivotal moment that could redefine their paths. Will their chemistry combust into a night of passion that neither can walk away from easily, or will they pull back at the last moment, haunted by the potential consequences. Fans are buzzing with theories, some hoping for a slow burn romance that blossoms from this unexpected connection, while others predict a quick fizzle that leaves both parties with more regrets than resolutions. Whatever the outcome, this encounter is poised to be a turning point, one that could either heal old wounds or create fresh ones in the intricate tapestry of Port Charles relationships. The broader implications of Lulu and Isaiah's potential fling extend beyond their immediate circles, threatening to stir up long-standing rivalries and alliances in Port Charles. If their night together becomes public knowledge, it could reignite tensions between the Spencer and Falconeri clans, with figures like Laura Collins stepping in to mediate or express disapproval over Lulu's impulsive actions. Visualize a tense family gathering at the Spencer household, where Laura's measured concern clashes with Lulu's defensive stance, highlighting the generational divide over how to handle personal crises. Similarly, Isaiah's connection to Jordan's WSB operation might draw unwanted attention from figures like Jen Sidwell if rumors of his personal distractions circulate, potentially jeopardizing the mission's secrecy. Even peripheral players, such as Curtis Ashford, might find themselves pulled into the drama, forced to weigh in on Jordan's reaction and its impact on their renewed relationship. This single night of passion, if it occurs, has the power to act as a catalyst, unraveling carefully constructed facades and exposing raw vulnerabilities across the board. As we eagerly await the unfolding of this captivating storyline, ABC General Hospital spoilers promise that Lulu Spencer and Isaiah Gannon's encounter will leave an indelible mark on their lives and those around them. Whether their drinks lead to a fleeting moment of escape, a burgeoning romance, or a life-altering pregnancy twist, the consequences will reverberate through Port Charles with the force of a tidal wave. Picture the dramatic scenes yet to come: Dante's stoic face cracking with emotion as he hears of Lulu's actions, or Jordan's steely resolve faltering as she grapples with unexpected jealousy. The questions linger: will Lulu find solace in Isaiah's arms only to face greater heartbreak, or could this be the fresh start she desperately needs? Can Isaiah move past Jordan by embracing this new chapter, or will old loyalties pull him back? And if a child enters the equation, how will it reshape the family dynamics already strained by secrets and betrayals? Stay glued to ABC General Hospital for every twist and turn, and don't forget to return to our channel for the latest updates, recaps, and exclusive spoilers. In wrapping up, the teased meeting between Lulu and Isaiah encapsulates the unpredictable allure of soap opera storytelling, where a single decision can ignite a firestorm of consequences. Their shared drink might seem innocuous at first glance, but as GH history has shown, even the smallest spark can lead to an inferno of drama. We're on the edge of our seats to see whether this encounter fuels a lasting connection or merely adds another layer of chaos to already turbulent lives. What are your predictions? Will Lulu and Isaiah's night be a fleeting mistake or the beginning of a transformative journey? Next, we will uncover the explosive undercurrents brewing in Port Charles as Sasha Gilmore Corbin grapples with a staggering secret that could upend Livicina Reeves' clandestine fling with Drew Quartermain during the early days of his affair with Willow Corinthos. As Willow struggles with the devastating loss of custody over Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, Sasha's decision to keep this bombshell under wraps, amidst her own personal upheavals, sets the stage for a potential eruption of drama. We're diving deep into this tangled web with expanded details, fresh scenarios, and imaginative twists, exploring why Sasha might hold her tongue, what could trigger her to speak out, and how the timing of such a revelation could alter the course for everyone involved. Buckle up for a journey through secrets, loyalties, and strategic silences in this thrilling General Hospital storyline. In the heart of Port Charles, a storm of secrets swirls around Sasha Gilmore Corbin, who finds herself in possession of a revelation so potent it could shatter already fragile relationships. The bombshell in question: Nina Reeves, Willow's mother, engaged in a brief but passionate romance with Drew Quartermain just as he began his illicit affair with Willow. This hidden chapter, unknown to Willow as she mourns the raw wound of losing custody of her children, Wiley and Amelia, to Michael Corinthos, adds a layer of betrayal to an already tumultuous situation. Sasha, meanwhile, remains tight-lipped, even as her own life has been thrust into the spotlight with the public paternity drama surrounding her newborn daughter, Daisy, confirmed to be Michael's child. Unbeknownst to Sasha, Nina played a shadow role in exposing Michael's paternity by tipping off Rick Lansing, a move that deepened the chaos in Sasha's world. As whispers of Nina's past indiscretion reached Sasha's ears, perhaps through an overheard conversation at the Metro Court or a slip from a mutual acquaintance, will she choose to protect Willow from further heartache, or is she merely biding her time for a moment when this secret can be wielded with maximum impact? The weight of this knowledge hangs heavy over Sasha, her silence a ticking clock in a town where secrets rarely stay buried. Sasha's decision to keep Nina's fling with Drew under wraps appears to be a calculated move, driven by a blend of self-preservation and empathy for those around her. With the memory of her early labor scare still fresh, Sasha's primary concern is shielding her fragile new family, particularly baby Daisy, from the stress of additional drama. Imagine her cradling Daisy in the quiet of her apartment, the world outside a whirlwind of conflict, as she resolves to prioritize peace over confrontation. Her deepening connection with Michael, forged through shared custody challenges and mutual understanding, also plays a role in her restraint. We risk straining this delicate bond by unearthing a scandal that could drag them all into further turmoil. Michael, already burdened by the custody battle and the emotional toll of his broken family with Willow, might not welcome another layer of betrayal to process. Yet, beneath this calm facade, Sasha must wrestle with the nagging question of Nina's true loyalties. If she discovers, perhaps through a late-night confession from a remorseful Nina or a document uncovered at Crimson, that Nina actively fed Michael's paternity secret to Rick Lansing, will her resolve to stay silent hold? The potential for betrayal to ignite a fierce need for justice simmers just below the surface, threatening to turn Sasha's quiet resolve into a strategic strike. The trigger for Sasha to break her silence could come from uncovering Nina's duplicitous role in the paternity leak, a revelation that would strike at the heart of trust and expose Nina's outward support as a facade. Picture a tense moment at Kelly's diner, where Sasha, sipping coffee with a friend like Brando Corbin's memory lingering in her mind, overhears a snippet of gossip about Nina's machinations with Rick. This betrayal would cut deep, transforming Sasha's secret knowledge of Nina's fling with Drew into a potential weapon of retribution. Exposing this affair to Willow could shatter her trust not only in Drew, already on shaky ground due to their crumbling relationship, but also in her own mother, Nina, who has positioned herself as a pillar of support. Further complicating matters, imagine if Sasha stumbles upon a darker detail like a hidden letter or recorded conversation revealing that Drew paid off a staff member at the German burn clinic where Michael recovered to mislead Willow, claiming Michael refused to see her. Such a discovery would add a sinister edge to Drew's actions, making Sasha's potential reveal even more devastating. Will lingering resentment or a heated confrontation push Sasha to spill everything, even if it risks dragging her into the emotional crossfire of Willow's unraveling life? Timing, as always in Port Charles, could be the make or break factor in how Sasha handles this explosive secret. Holding back might be a strategic pause. A decision to wait for a moment when revealing Nina's indiscretion could bolster Michael's position in the ongoing custody battle or offer some form of closure. Envision Sasha sitting in a quiet park, Daisy sleeping in a stroller beside her. As she weighs whether dropping this bombshell now might tip the scales in Michael's favor, simply add more pain to an already wounded Willow, whose relationship with Drew is fraying at the seams. Sasha's own little family, her anchor amidst the chaos, also factors into her caution. Stirring up drama could invite unwanted scrutiny or stress into her life with Daisy. Yet, if the truth of Nina's betrayal in the paternity scandal comes to light, perhaps during a charged family gathering at the Quartermain mansion where accusations fly, Sasha's hesitance might crumble under the weight of righteous anger. Could this be the moment when she unleashes the perfectly timed revelation, shifting the balance of power in this emotional battlefield? The chess game of secrets in Port Charles demands precision, and Sasha holds a piece that could checkmate Nina if played at the right moment. The layers of deception surrounding Nina's actions add a darker hue to this unfolding drama, painting her as a master manipulator whose public persona hides a ruthless streak. If Sasha uncovers the full extent of Nina's involvement with Rick Lansing, it might reframe every interaction she's had with Nina, from seemingly supportive coffee chats to shared glances at family events, as calculated moves in a larger game. Imagine Sasha flipping through old messages or recalling a fleeting comment Nina made about doing what's necessary, suddenly seeing it in a new, chilling light. This realization could tip the scales, making the secret of Nina's fling with Drew not just a personal betrayal but a symbol of Nina's broader duplicity. For Willow, learning this truth, especially amidst her grief over losing Wiley and Amelia, could be the final blow to her fragile trust in both Drew and her mother. Visualize a heart-wrenching scene in Willow's sparse apartment, where Sasha, voice trembling with both anger and regret, lays out the painful facts. Watching Willow's face crumple as the last vestiges of hope for her relationships dissolve. The fallout from such a moment promises to be seismic, reshaping alliances and enmities across Port Charles. Sasha's internal conflict is further complicated by her own history of pain and public exposure, making her uniquely attuned to the damage a secret like this could inflict. Having endured the courtroom drama of Daisy's paternity being revealed, Sasha knows the sting of personal life becoming public fodder. Picture her reflecting late at night, a photo album of happier times with Brenda open before her, as she debates whether dragging Nina's scandal into the light would mirror the invasion of privacy she herself suffered. Her empathy for Willow, who is already navigating the agony of losing custody, might urge her to protect her friend from additional heartbreak, yet the sting of Nina's hypocrisy, if fully revealed, could outweigh this protective instinct. There's also the looming shadow of Drew's own deceptions, particularly if Sasha learns of his manipulations at the burn clinic. This added layer of betrayal might fuel a desire to expose both Drew and Nina, not just for Willow's sake but as a stand against the deceit that seems to permeate Port Charles. Will Sasha emerge as a reluctant avenger, or will she choose the quieter path of safeguarding what little stability remains? As we await the next chapters of this captivating saga, ABC General Hospital spoilers hint that Sasha's handling of Nina's secret will have far-reaching consequences, potentially altering the landscape of trust and betrayal in Port Charles. Whether she opts for silence to preserve her own peace with Daisy and Michael, or unleashes the truth in a moment of heated reckoning spurred by Nina's treachery, the impact will ripple through every corner of this tight-knit community. Envision the dramatic possibilish a public confrontation at a charity gala where Sasha's measured words cut through the crowd, exposing Nina and Drew, or a private, tearful confession to Willow in the quiet of a rainy evening, forever changing their dynamic. The questions swirl. Will Sasha's restraint hold under the pressure of Nina's duplicity? Or will a single trigger bid a courtroom loss for Michael, or a personal slight unleash the secret at the most devastating moment? How will Willow cope with yet another layer of betrayal in her already fractured world? Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital for every heart-stopping development, and keep returning to our channel for the latest spoilers, insights, and updates. In closing, the saga of Sasha Gilmore Corbin and the secret she holds about Nina Reeves and Drew Quartermain encapsulates the high-stakes drama that defines General Hospital, where every silence is a potential explosion waiting to happen. As Sasha navigates her loyalties, her new motherhood, and the ghosts of her own past, her decision on whether to reveal this bombshell will test the bonds of family and friendship in Port Charles. What do you think? Will Sasha keep Nina's secret to avoid further pain, or will a betrayal too deep to ignore push her to strike back? Share your predictions in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation alive. Thank you for joining us today on the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel, and we'll see you soon with more gripping updates from the heart of Port Charles.